What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this video is about episode 3, season 6, Empire, You Broke Love. Now, before I get into it, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel and you enjoy video recaps and movie recaps with a little bit of humor, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 20k subs, and also hit that bell icon so you get notified of all my new videos when they release. And if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button. I'm trying to get 200 likes for this video. Now let's get into it. When it first start off, we see Lucius, and he's saying, when you at the top of the mountain, man, people always want to take you down, but the question is, who's gonna be the one to do it? Who's gonna be the one to take that shot, man? And then it's flashback, and we see this stud, and she's over here rapping on the corner, and everybody is all like, ooh, you got it. And then we see that she's talking to this dude. He like, when you gonna get back with Lucius? And she say, don't mention his name, bro. I ain't about to hear nothing about no Lucius. Matter of fact, next time I even see him, I'ma handle my business. And then we see she got a little 9 milli on the side. Next thing you know, it flashback, we see the exact same gun being pointed at Lucius, getting ready to pull the trigger. Meanwhile, we see Cookie, and now she's hostage by Damon Cross, and so he's got her tied up. She's saying, Damon, what you doing? Why you doing this? He say, oh, what, you want to play stupid? Huh? Just look at this. This is why I'm doing this. And then he shows that he had her on video breaking into his phone. And so she like, we don't have to do this. He said, I trusted you, Cookie. I would have gave you the world. And now you want to go and do this and still help Lucius after everything? And then he breaks her phone. Meanwhile, we see Andre, and he in the hospital with Terry, and she's celebrating and happy about the baby. And then the next thing you know, while he giving her a little smooch, he sees Kingsley walk up in there. He like, hey, congratulations, baby, bro. And he say, hold on, baby, give me a second. And then he goes into the lobby, and he says, what are you doing here? This isn't real. He said, come on, you know better than that. I'm here to help you so we can protect the Empire for our little prince. And he's saying, look, this is just not right. This isn't real. My meds is acting up. He said, Andre, you know better than that. Meanwhile, we see Tiana and Treasure, and they sitting there talking, getting ready for a video shoot. And she say, what's wrong, sis? What's going on? She say, is it a dude? He said, trust, if it was a man, I would not kiss and tell. And then we see Maya, and she says, look here, you might have a little drama going on for your last post, but I can help. And it shows that she said all life is precious. She said, what's the problem? I don't have nothing to do with that. I think you need to stay in your lane anyway. Ain't you trying to play me in the next Empire movie? She said, well, look, my lane, I don't know what you mean. I'm just trying to help you. She said, yeah, well, you need to go ahead and handle your own business and leave me alone. And so Maya felt a little stupid. Meanwhile, we see Lala trying to sing in the booth. She still sound horrible. And we see boss Becky, and she's with the little new talent scout that she had to try to help coach Lala. And so she said, okay, Lala, that's enough. You're doing great. And she said, really? You think so? It's really good? She said, yeah, you're doing much better. As soon as Lala leave, what is going on? Why she can't get it together? She said, look, Becky, I can do good, but I can't work miracles. I got somebody that can help, but he's a little pricey though. And she said, well, what's pricey? She said, about 10k a month. 10k a month? That's more than my grocery budget. Meanwhile, we see Lucius, and he's getting a haircut and a shave, finally cutting off that little dreadlock wig, and he's talking to his clean head bodyguard, and he say, yeah, man, it's good. I'ma be back. I got this laptop, man. I'm about to go ahead. Damon Cross is dirtier than I thought, man. He's over here laundering money for drug dealers and gun runners and everything, man, but I'm gonna take him down. I can't wait. And then he say, hey, man, I got a call from Damon Cross right now, so let me get that right there. And so he say, what's up, snitch? And he said, yeah, I got your snitch. I also got your bitch right here too. He say, oh yeah, I'm sure. Let me tell you something, when her brand new wears off, she could be a handful. He say, look, I want you to have, you got 24 hours to bring me my laptop or she dead. He say, it look like that brand new already wore off. She your problem now, man. I'm out of here. And he hang up. And so now he pissed. He let out a Lion King roar. All pissed or whatever. He frustrated. And so then the next thing you know, he start grabbing a chair, throwing it out the window, destroying stuff. Cookie scared. What you doing? And so She knows she in trouble. Meanwhile, Lucius, he tying his little bow tie. He done got a little flower suit looking like amber rose petals. And he said, that's not my problem no more. He said, but she the wife of your kids. He said, yeah, well, she left me hanging when I needed her the most. Meanwhile, he's sitting there talking with Cookie. Cookie, this is who you chose to be in love with, huh? He left you hanging. And me, I would have gave you the world. This is what you chose, huh? I loved you. And she's saying, look, I wasn't doing that. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't send him that. He said, yeah, right. So what you do with that, with the phone? What you do with the information? I was just thinking I didn't know what I was going to do yet. I didn't know. He's like, yeah, okay. Meanwhile, we see Andre, and he talking with his shrink. And so he's saying, I'm having these hallucinations and just, something ain't right. He said, well, look, as long as you know it's not real, maybe we can just ignore it and we'll get your meds adjusted. Meanwhile, we see back at the studio, Becky, she's sitting there stressed. It's close to lunchtime. She trying to figure out what's going on with Lala, trying to get her to sing properly when all of a sudden in walks her sister and her cousin. And she's saying, so, hey, Becky, what's going on? And she said, look, what are you doing here? Right now, I don't have time. You know what? It's not your problem. I'm just a little stressed. It's lunchtime. What can I do to help you? He like, man, cuz this is nice. You got the new Yeezy swag. What's going on? She said, look, right now is not a good time, okay? And she said, well, look, Becky, let's just talk for a moment. And she said, all right, hold on. And so then next thing you know, it cuts back to Dame, and he's got the gun all up Cookie's nose, and he's telling her, I'll kill you. I need this information from my laptop. Why did you have to do that? Why did you play me? I wasn't trying to play you. Oh, yeah? So why did you break into my phone? What's going on with that? Huh? What's up? You know what? I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna make you something to eat. I'm hungry. What you want? Meanwhile, we see Tiana and Treasure, and they got their little video going on. They looking nice and cute and sexy, dancing or whatever. Then when the video wrapped, she's saying, so what's going on, T? And she said, look, I'm just a little stressed with all these fans and some blogger trying to say that I was against, rights or whatever, because I said all life is precious, but I do mean that. And she said, well, I mean, sometimes, it's different circumstances. She said, look, when Eddie was running the label, I was pregnant. He tried to get me to have an abortion, but I didn't. And now I got a little prince. And also, she said, yeah, he's so cute. She said, yeah, but I had a twin, and the twin didn't make it, and so I'm standing on my words no matter what. And that gave Treasure a little idea right there. She kind of gave a little look like, okay, that's a little opportunity for her. Meanwhile, we see Lulu, and he calling Andre, what's up, man? How's the little baby going? You give him a handle yet? He say, nah, not yet. He said, I'm hoping you can call him little baby boy Deuce, cause he the shit. Drop a deuce. He said, well, that might think about it. He said, well, I'm gonna call what's going on? I got the laptop, man. Everything gonna be all right. And then he have a little flashback when he came with Cookie, and he say, what's up? What you name him? And she said, I name him Jamal. He said, but what about what we discussed? She said, no, the name is Jamal. You wasn't here. Jamal means sweet sugar. Meanwhile, we see Lucius, and he's sitting there contemplating and thinking about how he wasn't there once before. Now he ain't there again. Meanwhile, we see Damon Cross, and he getting a phone call. He said, yeah, I want you to find and locate Lucius Lyon grandkids. Yeah, since he don't care about Cookie, we gonna find somebody he do care about. She said, look here, leave them alone. They ain't had nothing to do with this. You want to do something, you want to get somebody, you take care of it with me. Besides, I need to pee. And he's like, look, I'm gonna go with you. She's like, look, I'm not gonna pee all on my furniture. He said, look, Cookie, I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna let you go pee, but you ain't going nowhere. And she said, look here, I'm done with this. I'm about to leave, okay? I'm done. I'm not letting you do this to me. And she started walking away, and he cocked the gun. She say, oh, so what you gonna do? You gonna just shoot me in the back like some punk? You know what? I ain't got time for this. Go ahead then. If that's what you gonna do, Cookie, don't make me shoot you. She said, go ahead then, punk. Shoot. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm going to get my babies. And she start walking. Next thing you know, we hear the little gun go off. Pow! And then Cookie laid out on the floor. So we like, damn, he just shot Cookie. Next thing you know, when it come back on, she's shot in the leg and he's bandaging her. She's, why you shoot me? How you do that? You know, you and Lucius, I don't know how I got involved with men like you. They say, don't compare me to Lucius, okay? I would have did anything. You made me shoot you. Don't blame me. Here, taste some of this food. I made it for you, and I don't want it. Taste it, okay? It's good. I did it for you. So she takes a little bite. He says, see? Not too bad, huh? It's nice, right? And then next thing you know, she spit it in his face. And he looking all pissed. He like, okay, yeah, you gonna make me shoot you again, huh? It's all good. Let me taste this. You know what? This is good, but it needs some little Tabasco sauce. Meanwhile, we see back at Empire, Becky is having a little lunch with her cousin and sister. She said, so this is our artist Lala. He like, oh, that's the girl from YouTube. She said, yeah, so she's doing great, but it costs a lot of money to develop the talent. And her sister say, so that's why you ain't been sending mom and dad no money? She say, look, okay, with the budget with Lala and lunch and everything, it's just too expensive. Matter of fact, give me these plates, okay? I'll save these for later. I enjoy leftovers. Give me this. And so then she walking away and she like, Becky, what you do? Look, I'm trying to help, okay? She say, look, you don't understand, all right? I don't need your criticism or judgment. Besides, Becky, you could be saving money if you just go ahead and, you know, move to a different location, sell furniture. She said, oh, that's business 101. Oh, you gonna tell me business 101? You could leave after you dropped out of design school. And then the cousins say, hey, look, I was seeing empty offices. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, I can, you know, rent, you know, space and, you know, help with the money and you launder the money basically. And she like, oh, okay, we ain't gonna get involved with selling fake Poochie bags. He like, look, and he grabbed that ham hock and she like, excuse me, ain't no seconds helpings over here. And he like, look, all I'm saying is I can help out. I know it's expensive. Think about it. And she say, okay, I'll think about it. Meanwhile, we see Tiana and Treasure and they walking back after getting a little lunch. And she said, look, Tiana, I understand what you're saying, but you got to think about them like a 13-year-old girl. They got molested and got pregnant. You taking away her rights if you say all life is precious. Maybe she wants to have that opportunity and choice like you had. Meanwhile, we see Lucius and he meeting up with a reporter. All right, look here. She said, look, I'm sure you got this, if you got this information like you say, it's going to be great. Where's the laptop? He like, all right, I got something for you. And then he look and see the laptop on the seat. And then he have flashbacks and the baby. And he like, Cookie, I'm here, all right? She said, you should have been here earlier. He said, look, you know I was hustling, but I'll always be here for you, Cook. We family. And he said, you know what? I gotta go. I'm sorry for dragging you out here. And then he leave her standing like she was left at the altar. Meanwhile, we see Damon Cross and he's sitting there get a call. He like, oh, okay, you found them. It's 3 kids. It's 2 little rugrats and 2 little nigglets, and then they got one that just was born, brand new little niglet. Where they at? And Cookie's like, look, Damon, you don't have to do this, okay? Please leave my grandbabies alone. If you do something, I'll kill you myself. If you gotta do something though, just kill me, please, God. Don't let nothing happen to my babies. And then he pointing the gun at Cookie like he about to kill her, when all of a sudden he get a phone call. And so then she realizes he like, oh, okay, yeah. He said, you know what? God was listening to you today. That was Lucius. He said he want to make a deal. She like, oh, thank you, God. Meanwhile, we see Andre and he's still at the hospital with Terry. And so they talking and she said, let's pray. And so he said, let me do it. And he's saying, dear God, I want to thank you. And then we see Kingsley, hallelujah. And he trying to ignore it while he's still praying. And Kingsley saying, please let us run this label with talent and, you know, guts and everything. And while Kingsley steadily talking, he trying to ignore it and pray with Terry so that she don't realize that he tweaking out harder than Flavor Flav in the 90s. And so while he's doing that, he says, you know, finishes the prayer without Terry noticing that he was tweaking out hard. Meanwhile, back at Boss Records, we see Becky's sister saying, how could you go ahead and consider taking that dirty money? And she said, well, it don't come with the judgment that yours would come with. She said, look, I always looked up to you, Becky. You've been large and in charge your whole life, okay? And so I always had to look up to you and around you. And she said, really? She says, yeah, it's not my fault, though, that you partied more than you studied. She said, look, you always had the good friends and everything. I was just trying to live up to you. And your parents our parents loved you. She said, oh, is that right? She said, yeah. You know, you my big sis, older and bigger. Look, here, I got a little money for you, and you gonna take it, and then we gonna go ahead to seafood dinner. She said, you know, I don't like seafood. You know, I got a problem. Every time I see food, I want it. Look, let's go ahead, girl. Take this money. Let's go. Meanwhile, we see on the other side of town, they still finishing up the little video shoot with Tiana and Treasure. And then once it wrapped, Maya come up talking about, Treasure, what exactly is this? And then she got on her little video on Instagram. Hey, little trinkets, I just want to say that I am with you and all my choices matter. And so she said, oh, so what, she get to say her truth and I don't? And Tiana like, you just want to sell records. And Maya says, look, I'm the product of my mother getting raped by a prison guard. And yet and still, I'm still pro-choice because she didn't have a choice, and I don't think that's right. But I'm not coming for you. Both of y'all need to stick to the music and leave your little other stuff off Instagram. Meanwhile, we see Cookie getting dragged by the arm by Damon, and she going to meet Lululemon, and so he got his little lemon vest on or whatever, and so he like, whoa, he see her, she try to run to him, he like, hold on, hold your ass here, and then they have a little stare down real quick, and he a little mad, and then they meet at the crossroads, in the middle of the street, and he say, did you hurt her, man? He said, what it look like? And he say, where's my laptop? And he getting ready to hand them the laptop, and then next thing you know, Lulu, he just get real pissed after he seeing Cookie hurt, throw the laptop in the middle of the street, and then they try to take off running, looking like some old runaway slaves down the street, waving at cars, and then Dame try to go get the laptop, but it get ran over by a bus. And so he all on his knees, oh, my laptop. And Cookie and Lucius, hold on, man. Oh, stop. It's a crazy man in the streets over there trying to wave a gun. Let's get out of here, man. And then they get in back of the cab. She say, what took you so long? He say, well, you know, I came, didn't I? I needed time to think. She say, yeah, you was gonna leave me. He say, look here, I wasn't gonna leave you. Yeah, I needed time to think, but at the end, we family, and I owe you. And she gave him a hug, and then they gave a little stare into each other's eyes, a long gaze as if they was about to kiss, but then they must have thought about it and said no. He said, look here, I gotta drop you off. She said, no, I got my SIM card, you owe me again. Meanwhile, back at the house, we see they got the prosecutor over there, and she said, I normally not used to be so mean. She say, look here, bitch, you got this right here. This right here, I could ruin you with this. And she read it. She said, okay, I get a lot of donation. What do they mean? And she said, yeah, after you showed me all of that pictures of Damon Cross obsessed with me and all this shell company that he got donating money to you, yeah, they gonna have a field day. And she said, okay, so what you trying to say? What you want? And then Lucius say, look here, I can just send this to my reporter friends, and we can see that you in bed with the criminals, and they'll have a field day. The girls in jail will love having you. She say, so what you want? I want you to drop all charges. Okay, I could do that. And she said, yeah, drop all charges and then leave it alone. And don't forget, we own you now. Okay, is that it? Okay, I got to go. And then she leaves. She said, yeah, thank you. You can get out of my house now. And she said, look like you win. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, we see finally Lucius and Cookie both are able to come and see the new boy. And he says, oh, okay, this is the new lion right here. That's right, that's my boy. And then Andre say, yeah, his name is Walker Lion. He will be everything that we want to be and even inspire to be and more. And he said, I like that. That's my first original last name. You gave that to him? All right, man, that's nice. That's beautiful. And then he have a little little vision of when he had his little family together with Cookie and his little kids and stuff, and they was all happy, and so he happy and he thinking, you know, I got a beautiful family, man. And so that was pretty cool. This episode didn't really have a whole lot going on. It kind of focused a lot the episode on Becky and what she trying to do and with the Bossy Records and trying to get Lala in order. And also it was showing how once again Andre is tweaking out and he's seeing visions and everything, and I wonder what that's going to lead to. And then they're trying to also throw in a little monkey wrench with showing that one rapper girl that she from season 2 or 1, that she may be the one that kills Lucius because her deal or whatever didn't go through, and then they showed that it happened to be the same gun. And then he said, oh, you got balls now, because she a woman, we know she ain't got balls even though she a stud. So like I said in one of my other videos, and Who Shot Lucius, I think it's going to be somebody that we least expect. So we'll see. They trying to confuse people right now. Meanwhile, check out Jaymoorereviews.com. I added some new features to the website. I keep it updated. Also, I want to thank everybody that support me at patreon.com. I appreciate all of my biggest fans there. And also,
you join
Patreon.
I will
make a custom
picture
or video
for you
As well.
as
many
other benefits. So join the club
and
become
Part of
the family.
Thanks for watching.
please
a
Comment.
hit like
But
and
subscribe.
and
I'll see you
And
the next video.